Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to I don't know, my home, to my channel, to my podcast. I never know what to say, but it's fine. Hi, guys. I hope you're having a lovely day. Um, Today I wanted to talk about like an issue, not an issue, but a topic that's been like interesting. I've been thinking a lot about like my life, where I wanted to go. Last week I turned 26. It's kind of weird to say it, 26, 26, 26, 26, 26. Ugh. My cousin reminded me like you're 4 years away from 30. I'm like, please don't say that. Please don't bring up 30, Lord. Please don't bring up 30. But yeah, I'm 26 years old. And one of my big goals this year is to move out of my mama house. And it's funny because it's like African girls don't move out of their mama house. You don't move out of the home. Like traditionally, you're supposed to like your husband's supposed to come marry you in your family home, right? They're supposed to come marry you away from your family. So the mindset is you lived in my home. When you get a man, he come and take you out. It is a man that's supposed to come and take you out of the household, right? You leave your father's house to a man's house. So that's the traditional thing, right? The traditional way. But I've not lived in Africa. I haven't lived in the Congo. I've been wanting to move out since I was 21. But because of school, because of just like, finances and everything, like a lot of young people who are like starting out their careers, is like, it's financially beneficial for me to live at home because I get to save and everything. That is if you're in a white family, you get to save. If you're in an African family, once you're done with college, you're supposed to contribute with everything. Everything, which is fine. Like, I feel like it's fair, right? Because I have to contribute because I'm living here and everything. But sometimes, like, you can't even save. You can't even save because, like, oof. Because there's this understanding of, like, I paid for you to go to school, I gave you life and everything. As soon as you start working, you should pour into me regardless of what you need for your life. And because there's this expectation that, especially for girls, like it's your husband that's supposed to come take you out of the home. So you're expected to spend as much as you need because, like, you're going to have a man that's going to come take you out. So there's not that expectation for you to save for yourself, right? Because where are you supposed to go? Right? Because you're supposed to stay here until you get married and then so you can go to your husband's house. So trying to break away from that traditional mindset has weighed heavily on me. And the reason why, because of my responsibility that I've carried as an older sister, right? As the oldest, and as the person who has like, who has sort of like, an income, somebody who's like, who's well versed with what's going on and everything. Because like in my house, I'm like the financial advisor. I am the interpreter. Like my role in this family is great, right? My mother, when she goes to appointments, I have to go with her because I am her interpreter. Like when something's going on, I have to be there. So I've sometimes felt guilty leaving her feeling like, oh, who's going to help her with like administrative stuff? Who's going to help her with this or that, So I have to be there to, and I feel like she takes advantage of that because she's like, oh, she doesn't have to know anything because Cynthia's there, Cynthia's going to know it for her and Cynthia's going to answer all the questions for her. And at some point, although it's your mom, you don't mind doing it for us, but at some point it weighs heavily on you because you're just like, when am I going to begin my life, right? Because here's the thing. I am not comfortable leaving my mother house to enter a man's house. No, I want to live alone for a couple of years. I want to have my own space for a couple of years. Like, the way my mindset is, I cannot jump from my mother's house to a marriage house. No. Like, if I get married now, I'll be divorced in 72 days, just like Kim Kardashian. I'm not doing that. Because I am yearning to have my own life, to have my own space, to decorate my own house. Like, there are certain things that I like to do that my mom does not like to do. Like, there's certain like cultural stuff that I want to start from, like my own cultural traditional things where I'm blending different cultures, because I am a blended kid. My mother does not understand that, right? My mother does not understand stuff because she's Congolese. She's one thing, right? But I'm blended. I'm blended with so many things. From my own personal experience with the places that I've lived, from like the people that I've met, from like, I'm a multicultural kid. So I have my own unique tradition that I want to start, and I want to start it in my own home, because I still feel like, this is not your house. This is your mama house, right? This is your mama house. And the Congolese mother, you tell her, oh yeah, I want to leave. For what? To do what? So that you can go date guys, so that you can go do this, blah, 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 blah. Your husband's going to come find you. I'm like, how? How, mama? He's going to be walking by, be like, oh, let me knock and see if there's a single girl here. Like, how? And the other reason why I wanted to move out, not just because of like having my own life and everything, is because like I feel like Rhode Island is too small for me. It's too small. My dreams, my aspirations, my desires are not in my small city of Providence. They're not. And I feel it every day when I go to work. Although I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy the kids that I work with, I walk in every day feeling like I am out of place. When I moved back from Belgium after my master's, for the first time in forever, I did not feel like I was going home. Because usually when I travel, it's like, oh yeah, this is temporary, right? But when I went to Belgium, no, when I went to France, I knew that I was coming back. When I went to China, I knew that I was coming back. There was always like this idea of like, those places are temporary, this is my home. But when I went to Belgium, I was like, maybe I'm going to make Belgium my home. Maybe I'm going to make Belgium my home. So Rhode Island did not feel like home anymore. It felt like my hometown. It felt like a place I would come to visit to see my mom. It felt like I would bring my kids here to show them like, hey, this is where I went to school. This is the park I used to play at. This is that. But it's not a place where I will start a family, I don't think. It's not a place where I will have the career of my dreams, I don't think. It's not a place where I will build my life. And I think, although I'm struggling with this, and I've struggled for it, and I feel like I'm always thinking about the others. I'm always thinking about my mom. Like, what will she do if I'm not here? What will she do, right? What will happen? Like, what will happen if there's an emergency? So I'm always like having anxiety. Like, I don't know. I think when I went to the Hassan Minhaj concert, he talked about like I think it was like the good boy complex, or like, because kids of immigrants, you feel responsible for your parents because you are their integration facilitator, right? Because you have adapted, you have integrated easily, the role have reversed. So in a way, you become the parents as well. You become responsible for them. And it feels like I'm waiting for my mother to turn 18 for me to let her go. Which is weird, right? But when I walked the street of New York last week, when I was just on my own, I wasn't checking my phone, I was just having experiences. I knew it was time. I know it's time for me to go. And I am preparing myself every day to make that move. But guess what? I am scared to tell my mama that I'm moving. And I think the reason why I'm scared to tell her is because, like, you don't move out of the house unless you have a reason in an African house. You don't move out of the house unless you have any reason, right? It's like, yes, I got a job in another city, so I'm moving. That is acceptable. Or getting married, well, that is very acceptable. But like, oh, I'm saving money to go to this new city and just try it out. It's like, and take a leap of faith. What the boys can, the girls, it's like, because they're just imagining you going out there and, you know, being on the streets and hoeing yourself and everything, or being a hoe or whatever. And I think the other thing is I'm also afraid to fail on my own, because like the cities that I'm considering, the big cities, right? I'm a small city kid, you know. And it's like, well, I've been to those cities before a couple of times. I like those cities, but they have their own culture. I've been to DC. It felt very competitive everywhere. Everywhere you were walking, you just see like competition walking. Everyone was like a competitor. They were competing against each other. And you're like, damn, like I'm a sweatpants wearing kid. Like I'm, like I'm not cut off to be like, you know, cutthroats and everything, right? So yeah, so this is my dilemma of trying to move out, or finally moving out, because I think it's time. Because I feel like if I don't move out now, I never will. And to be honest with you, even that marriage that my mother wants so bad is not gonna happen if I'm still here. It's not. Let's just be honest. It's not gonna happen, because I will really hate myself if I jump from my mother's house to a man's house. I will hate myself, because I feel like, you know how they say college is a bridge between your childhood and adulthood? I need that bridge. I need that bridge. I need to be by myself. I need to, like, people are afraid to be by themselves, and it's scary to be by yourself, you know? Like, I've had, when I was in France, my apartment got broken into. That was hard. I got in dispute with my landlord when I was in Belgium. That was hard. So there's a lot of stuff that's hard, and it kind of like frightening me, because like here at least I have my mother and, you know, my brother, and then being in a city where nobody knows you, and then you watch those crime shows and you're just like, you're scared. But I also know that I strive in discomfort. Like, I soar in uncomfortable situations. So I know that's going to be fine. And I know that there's a lot of people, especially like first generation immigrants or kids, or first generation Americans, or first generation like English and all that, or British. You felt that, because being in an African house or being in a Congolese house, you're very like, in a way, you're very like protected. Your parents do everything for you to kind of like, to know the good but not the bad, to experience, like, you know, so it's sort of like you're very sheltered. Yeah, that's the word. You're very sheltered from the world, because there's always like, you know, because, you know, they lead with negative, like they lead with the worst scenario. Like, I wanted to go to Strasbourg. My mom found every article of what's bad about Strasbourg. I wanted to go somewhere. She just found like, so you're like, oh, if I go and then something happens, she could be like, well, I told you so. And you know, African parents, when they tell you to not do something and then you do it, they don't feel bad for you when something bad happened to you. So it's like, ugh. But I know I need to do this because I'm already 26 and I feel like my mother's already 18, so I can let her go. She's in a good space, like, and I also think the reason why it was hard for me in the previous years because we were not in a good space financially with our house and everything. We're not in a good space, but like now we are in a good space. We're not in a good space. We have a beautiful home. She has a beautiful car. We're financially good. So I feel like she's all set. I can let her go now. And I can finally try to live my life. And I'm scared because I don't know where to start. I do not know where to start. But oh well, you don't know unless you try, right? That's what they say, right? Thank you guys for being here. If you guys have any stories of like your first apartment, trying to move out after a long period of time being with your family, like how did that go? I need inspiration, I need motivation. Help your sister out. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.